The fifth.
You're live.
This is Senate Transportation. It is May 5th, Tuesday. We are down to, we're on an amendment dealing with 944, and it is, I believe, our last single piece. I think where we left off was the issue of hybrid vehicles and the language, whether or not we were going to approve the language in front of us or change that a little bit around hybrids. And after that, if we can agree upon that, then I'm going to have Damien ask you to I think we need to talk with the finance committee to figure out if they would introduce something or whether we're going to introduce something around that. If we introduce something, it will be all one amendment with the corrective changes in there with the MBUF language that you've been looking at. If not, I'm going to suggest to finance that they introduce the MBUF language and we just do the technical stuff. But that will be the next 24 hours. I'll figure out with finance and see what they're going to offer. If that sounds right to everybody. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say the ideal situation for me is finance would introduce it. And we are the backup.
Yep, yep, absolutely. That it's exactly my thinking, but if they choose not to, I think the mood in here is that we would do it ourselves. Okay. The issue was, should we include all hybrids or should we do just plug-in hybrids in that piece? The language that's written is all hybrids. And I think that was the last question. And I would say to the committee, my sense is that this is my point of view. If we do all hybrids, there's some room to move, particularly if we get into a conference committee. And that, so I would like to send it out of here as all hybrids. And you?
Yeah, I had said, where that day, I was trying to that, I'd rather just be the plug-in hybrid, but I'm willing to go on the chair on having the all hybrids.
So all hybrids, but no high efficiency internal combustion engines that don't include an electric motor or battery.
My understanding, but that's my understanding what you're.
Yep. That would be my answer. Go ahead.
And no intent language of the other vehicles, or will we have intent language?
Well, they didn't take out.
Did they pick out?
No, the intent language is still in there. The intent language was untouched.
Okay.
The one thing to highlight is it may be worth hearing how easy it is to differentiate between a mild hybrid and a regular internal combustion engine. And you're also going to end up with mild hybrids that get worse fuel economy than internal combustion engine cars. Many large vehicles have gotten a hybrid to help with their fuel economy, but they're still low efficiency. And then you have internal combustion engines like a Honda Civic that'll be getting in the upper 30s. Even 2017 Golf Sport Wagon gets 37. So.
And that's why I say all vehicles, but.
I don't think we can differentiate between that. I mean, if we're gonna go hybrids, just go hybrids.
Okay.
PSA, you know,
Well, so yeah, so there's plug-in hybrids, there's a clear difference, large battery.
Yep.
Around
Right.
town mileage where they're not buying fuel, but then when you have mild hybrids. From a gas pump standpoint, they function essentially the same as an internal combustion engine.
Mhm.
So that was that was part of why you would have it structured so it was 25 miles a gallon or more in the original version, but it sounds like you want to back away from that.
Well, I think honestly, the logic of this has fallen apart by taking out internal combustion engines, because the point that I thought we were trying to respond to was vehicles driving that weren't paying as much gas tax as other vehicles. And I think any line we draw in the sand might be confusing, but hopefully we'll get plans back that will help us understand what the framework of the program is. Then we can make maybe a more delineated decision later. But I like the idea of all hybrid. But I see what you're saying. There are going to be vehicles that get much better fuel efficiency that we are not including in this. And those are the cars that we were trying to capture all along, that are the cars that are driving gas tax, maybe not as one vehicle, but as a pool of vehicles, the most amount of money going away.
The,
So I respect, but
I totally agree with
And
you.
I'm
We
not
were
arguing
trying to,
for a position, I'm
Yeah,
just
but-
asking whether like that's.
We
right
were-
or not.
we were trying to be equitable.
Yeah.
And the world doesn't want us to be.
sure.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, it's really complicated, right? So it'll be a challenge to explain to folks, but that's why the outreach that the agency is gonna do is just so important.
Yep.
And so we need to let people know what we've already done and the logic of what is going to come and get their input. So that's, it's gonna be a lot. But it's critical to this because it is inherently complicated.
Good. Given where we are, Patrick, can you help Damien draw a line?
I mean, it's hybrids and plug-in hybrids is straightforward. That
Okay,
language wise, that's pretty straightforward. There were a couple questions the agency raised over the weekend.
we'll get to those later.
Okay,
So we're set with hybrids and plug-in hybrids. Can you, put together the drafted, of the amendments in two forms? One with all of it that we would offer, and then, one that we could take with the hybrid language, and have a discussion with finance, and then the other pieces, the smaller pieces, we'll do ourselves.
okay, so an update with the coverage only extending to plug-in hybrids and hybrids. And the do you want to include the things like the
We ran through all of the smaller amendments, on Friday.
right, so you're thinking the fuel tax credit and stuff, is that here or?
Good, what?
So the alternative language we ran through on Friday, yes, section 22 in that, in the second instance of amendment. There was the fuel tax credit, are you wanting that in the language?
This is the credit so that if you are a gas driver, we have to have this section if we're gonna add hybrids, is kind of how I think about it.
Yes.
Because you would get a reduction in your cost for the credit if you were both, because the gas
Yeah.
tax would.
And
So
I thought we agreed to all of that.
Okay.
language.
Okay, so all of the stuff we went over on Friday.
Yep.
Plus the clarification on who's covered and then the other amendments proposed by the agency over the weekend
Mhm.
will address in the committee's technical amendment.
Yep.
Or-
Issues that the agency raised over the weekend, we will, look at later.
Okay, understood. May I pivot to a different question for this bill,
Sure.
not MBUF related?
Sure.
You had a couple of other amendments that had come up.
Mhm.
There was a vehicle history report update to the study language, 90-day time period for review by common interest communities.
And you're okay with the 90 days?
Yeah, and then, there was also, yeah, I think that's it.
Well, thank goodness you're here. And they took out jet fuels and finance, so we don't need to take out jet fuels to sense.
That's already out, yeah.
The whole thing.
All right, I can have this updated, later this morning.
Yeah, if you could, email it to, the members of the committee later this morning. And I'll organize to have a conversation with finance.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.